understand you have some questions that you'd like answered?
Yes. First one, where is God, creators? Are they the outer God?
The answer to that question is that God is everywhere. God is within everything. God created everything. God existed before anything else existed. And at one point he decided to contemplate himself, and he turned his thought inward, and when that happened, it created what you know as the Big Bang. There was an explosion of energy, and through that explosion, everything was created. All souls were created, all matter was created, and God set things into motion in order for you, for people, for everyone to express itself. Because what God wanted to do was create a situation where he was not the only God in the universe, if you want to put it that way. He created a situation where there was other other God energy out there, and that energy would manifest itself into physical matter, into the planets, into the trees, into the animals, and into human beings. So therefore, everyone has part of that God energy in them. Everyone has the that spark of divine energy in them. So therefore, when they want to communicate with God, they send their thoughts outward. They send their thoughts inward towards the God within. That is the correct way to communicate with God. However, there is God energy everywhere, and God created that energy, so everything is God, and therefore there is also that God energy out in the universe someplace that is overseeing all of this, and is watching us make known the unknown, which was the command that the intent that God put into everything before that explosion happened. And he is kind of living vicariously through all of us, experiencing everything that we are going through. And of course, some of it he is happy with, and some of it he is unhappy with. But he also gave us the free will to express ourselves in any way we wish. And therefore, some of us choose to go to the darker side of things, and some of us choose to live a more spiritual path of life. And therefore, there is all the whole spectrum of experience that is available to all. So God is really in everything and in everyone. There is no real point in trying to set your compass and trying to find where the big God energy is out in the universe that is overwatching it all, because it's everywhere. So how would you set a compass to everywhere? So the only way to focus in on God is to focus in your own piece of God, which is residing under your breastbone in the center of your chest, to address that as you've been taught to talk to the Lord God of your being, but you don't have to address it that way either. Your soul will recognize your intent eventually, and your God will understand what that you are communicating with it. So you can, when you are talking to the God within, you are also talking to the God energy that resides everywhere, because it's all one energy. It's all in multiple pieces. It's kind of as if that explosion took 100-pound massive energy and divided it up into billions and billions of little parts, and those little parts are expressed throughout the universe. So when you're talking through that little part, you're actually talking to the whole. That is the only way we can explain it.
Thank you. And the last question. Can you show us how to raise our individual vibrations?
The question I would have is, why do you want to raise it? The vibration that you have is pretty much on a set level. Every person sitting here, every person in the universe has their own specific frequency in which they vibrate. And it's kind of like their home frequency. If you want to use it in modern terms that you could understand, it's kind of like the home page of a website. That's where they're set to. If you wanted to raise your frequency in order to communicate with us, then what you would do is there's different techniques that can be done in order to create a higher state of vibration. One way is to visualize the auric field that emanates from your soul, and visualize that like the light of that speeding up and expanding and expanding, and as it expands out, it'll expand to a point in which you will touch the universal consciousness. If you can expand it to about 13 inches away from your body, it will touch universal consciousness, and therefore you'll be in touch with other sources of information. Other people do not use that visualization. They will use, they can use sound and emanate a certain frequency of sound, because the sound would that particular sound would vibrate high on a faster frequency than their own vibration, and therefore, as they attune to that sound that they're kind of simulating in their head, they will expand their auric field in that manner. There are many different techniques. Some other people will talk about going into a certain state of where the physical body would be in a busy state, such as certain people will go out and start running, and as they start running, their physical body becomes busy, so their spiritual body can kind of expand itself beyond what it normally would, and could touch the world of spirit. Some people will play a musical instrument and have that same kind of sensation where their body's busy playing the instrument, and their mind goes out into other thoughts and brings in other thoughts from other dimensions. So there are many different techniques of raising your physical vibration, but it is only a temporary type of change, because no one can be connected to the world of spirit 100% of the time. So therefore, it is a time for inner reflection, it's a time for meditation, it's a time for spirit communication, and then as the person changes or relaxes that state of altered consciousness, it would normally goes back into the state that they normally vibrate on, or back to their home page, if you want to term it that way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Are there any further questions anyone would like to ask?
None at this time.
Okay, then it's been our pleasure for us to assist you today, and to come forward and share our thoughts with you. We would just like to add that we were quite pleased with having this discussion today, and happy that you all participated so well in bringing your thoughts together. We will ask you to try to remember to walk with your head in the clouds, meaning walk with the conscious effort of being connected to us. Not so much that you have to connect with vibrationally, as we are saying, but be aware that we are walking with you, and we are guiding you to the best of our ability. So be open to that guidance, and know that that guidance is there to bring you security, and to bring you to the best of your possible potentials. And therefore, do not walk in fear, because that fear that is so prevalent in your environment is a fear that separates you from us. And therefore, we ask you to walk with your head in the clouds above the fear, and know that you are being guided with us, and we will be with you and protect you to the best of our abilities, and the best as what we can for your situation. I leave you with that thought. Our blessings to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.